Hey guys, this is Casual Outlaws. My name's Andy,
And I major?
And I'm Faulkner.
and we're gonna go over kind of what our situation is here. So right now, well, we're going over books, and basically, we're gonna dedicate ourselves to consuming a book for each episode, or one book for multiple episodes, depending on how we want to split it up. And we're gonna go over several things, quotes, story beats, character notes, our favorite moments, things we didn't like, style, narration, because we're going with audiobooks, characters, plot, setting, themes. Pretty much, we're just going to dissect it as best as possible. Right now, our first choice is Dune. That was Faulkner's choice. So let's let Faulkner kick in now.
I've read Dune before. It was great. You've never read it. I
I've
think you
not,
should read it. Burger's read it. He liked it a lot.
Yeah,
but
dude's a good
So,
book.
he does not recommend watching the movie.
no.
I don't think
It's,
anybody recommends
no.
watching the movie.
It was garbage. So
Yeah.
Andy will probably watch the movie.
I will probably try and force myself to watch it and then give up halfway through.
Yeah. Just like he did with the Dresden Files. He actually watched the TV show.
I finished the books and then I watched the TV show, and it was bad.
You knew it was bad. Everybody told you it was bad.
I
It's like a
needed
kid with
to
a stove.
confirm. It had to be confirmed.
It was confirmed across the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
was
anybody can say anything on the
Unanimously
internet.
confirmed.
Hey, Timmy, don't touch the stove. It's hot. What do you mean?
Yeah. Not only did you finish it or watch it, you finished it. That's crazy. You
It
finished the
had
whole
it
thing.
had to be done.
I did 2 episodes and I was like, I can't. This is terrible. This
I
is
mean,
awful.
They
Listen,
made
you should have.
they made Murphy the brunette and they made Susan the blonde when
Listen,
it
as
was
soon as
the other
somebody
way
said
around.
hockey stick, you should have just not.
Honestly, the hockey stick I can kind of forgive just because it
No
seems
Blue
like
Beetle?
it seems like something Dresden would do. I mean, he wears a bathrobe
No.
when he goes to council
would
meetings.
No.
Get a wizard staff.
Yep, because that's what Dresden would do.
Yeah.
Have you not read the books? You fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
seriously.
I mean, I've
What a
listened to the
poser.
books.
What a poser.
All right. So I chose Dune. Where we chose Dune, I mentioned Dune, and we all like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So we're gonna do Dune. I think Dune is a fantastic world. I think there's a lot to talk about and go in depth about. And then maybe after that, we'll do some like rom-com book, you know, something that's very sweet,
No,
like 50 Shades of Grey or something.
absolutely not.
It's just a nice contrast, right? Like we're going from one world and we go to a different that's like drastically different and drastically written poorly. Like it's just one of those things. But it's pretty much porn, so I think you'll like it.
So I think this is going to be your first and last episode with the Casual Outlaws, if that
Eh,
is how you're going to go.
I
with
tried.
this.
I
You
tried.
Yeah, did you try
I
out?
mean, I don't know. He brings all the charisma to the table.
Just because he's in the middle doesn't.
That was your choice.
It was my
Yeah.
actually. I mean, it's not even my choice.
do
It's
have-
how Discord separated us.
I mean, you could have set it up as two on top, one on the bottom.
You like that, don't you?
I'm just saying, there's other options on how you organize your videos.
I like it like this.
All right, you do you, boo boo.
Hey, boo boo.
So,
Go ahead.
brief synopsis of Doom. It features
No
two
spoilers,
main
please.
families. Yeah, two main families, the Atreides and the Harkonnens, and their sort of life feud. And it sort of categorizes, that's probably not the right word, their sort of feud and how they exist in this sort of feudal society in the future. Sort of like how we might imagine a future space to look like, with you have to control millions of people on each individual world and the way that they live their lives. You know, how do you organize that into a governmental structure, economic structure, religious structure, all that kind of good stuff.
So
The main protagonist, yeah, pretty deep. Our main protagonist will be Paul Atreides, of this Atreides line, and his adventures on the desert planet Arrakis, also known as Dune. And how he sort of grows as a person to lead his house in many ways.
I think one of the things that pushed us towards doing Dune was the movie. Some of the production videos came out or images came
Production
out.
stills, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it would be great. We'll do this series and then, or this book at least, and then when the movie comes out, we do the book, and then we can do a nice, fun review of the book independently of the books, or review the video independently of the books, and then do a comparison of the two within the same video because that's a lot of work.
Yeah. Like
Sounds
how you
good.
kind of,
Does that make sense?
yeah, do the book. Do
And we'll
some
see
other
how
stuff.
objective Burger can be. Of the two different
I don't know what
mediums.
you mean. I'm only objective.
I think what's wonderful about this group of people is the variety of how we like things.
Should we talk about Rogue One? I kind of want to talk about Rogue One right now.
No. That's a video in itself. Because Burger tends to be very like probably the hardcore person of the group.
I mean, he is German.
So yeah, he's probably the more hardcore person of like very more structured and strict about like things and plots and stuff like that. I'm probably the most loose and casual of the group.
You're super casual.
Yeah, and then Andy is like this weird mix of both because if he really loves the topic, he's super fanboy and hard. But if he doesn't, then he's like, eh. So
He is a fanboy to a fault and different to a fault,
yeah,
and it is probably the most vexing qualities in any human being I've ever met.
Do you see why you need to be in the middle, Chris?
no, I don't want to moderate. I just want to.
No, you need to be in the middle. You need to be
I just
that
want to
buffer
stir
zone.
the ashes. I want to mix it up, stoke the fire. So I think this is going to be. I think people who watch it or listen to this have similar views. Like there's always the hardcore person, always the person that's the fanboy, and there's always the person that's more casual and more lenient on certain things. So having these three different ideas and minds coming together, I think it's going to build some interesting conversations.
Yes, and potential arguments with Burger going on little tirades.
Yeah, where we have to mute them.
Just go into Final Cut real quick and just lower his decibel level.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see the outcomes of every book.
You're
or
just gonna
whatever
sit there
we
and
decide
watch
to
the
do.
flames.
It could be either way. Like there could be something I end up fanboying about. We've yet to find it, but maybe I'll get so.
There's gotta be something that you fanboy about.
I'll be so passionate about being casual.
I mean, yeah,
I'll explode.
no, that's your thing. So you've read Dune, Chris? I thought you haven't read Dune.
I haven't read Dune. Yeah,
Just the first book. You haven't.
Just the first one. Yeah.
Just as an aside,
Okay.
no one's read any of it. We've listened to it. Well, they've listened to it.
So everything is going to be on Audible or audiobooks.
Yeah. Just because
Yeah.
we're way too casual to read. Otherwise,
Not sponsored, but our app of choice right now is currently Audible, and we're just for consistency, uniformity across experiences.
exactly.
Yeah, and I just spent too much money on it and bought into the ecosystem.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I mean it's fairly affordable. What is it, like $15 a month?
Yeah, for a credit, it's fine.
Okay, now it actually does seem like we're pushing it.
No, it's fine.
Well,
What's $15 for like a 20 hours of entertainment, right? It's actually really good
Yeah,
from a ROI perspective.
this is true.
Yeah.
Plus, I think there's
So
some free
structure-
books on Audible too.
Sometimes, yeah, they
why
do.
do you keep doing the advertisement?
Because we want the monies.
All right, it's fair.
They've been supporting us since day one. Look at this, guys.
You were going into something else there, though? Chris?
So in this book, we're going to break it up into 2 episodes. We're going to be a bi-weekly podcast for now, because just consuming this while we're doing our normal life shit
We all work.
takes time, right? So this particular book, we're going to do 2 episodes. First episode is going to be pretty much the first half, right? And then the other one's going to be the second half. I don't have a chapter number because Audible doesn't have a chapter number listed.
Yeah, the book apparently doesn't have numbered chapters.
Yeah, but it lists like 3 overall like acts, I guess you could say. So we're going to do the first act, which is called Dune, and then the second act is Muad'Dib, right? Did I say it right?
Yeah, Muad'Dib. At least that's how
and
the
then-
audiobook's gonna say it, and then
Yeah.
they get real crazy with the audiobook.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember talking like Game of Thrones with Burger, and he was like Brienne, and I was like, that's not how they say it in the show. It was Brienne. Please stop saying it that way, Burger.
And that's a glimpse of how hardcore he can be.
Because Burger refuses to watch the show.
Really?
Which
You've never watched the
He's
show?
never. I think he's probably watched like an episode or like clips, but he's never.
I watched the first season, and then I kind of started watching like up until the Red Wedding, and then it was kind of triggering, and I just couldn't anymore.
Yep.
And so like I would watch an occasional episode. This is wrong. This is wrong, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not having fun. Nobody else is having
Okay,
fun with
Burger.
me not having fun. I'm gonna stop.
What book have you ever seen remain exactly the same, being transferred to another format of media?
I mean, there's some really good manga adaptations into
Of course, you
anime.
would
Stop,
fucking bring
you
up
fucking
manga.
weird.
Jesus Christ.
Mob
Also,
Psycho
something we
100.
forgot to mention: Burger is a massive weeb. He loves anime. He lives and breathes anime. All he does is watch anime
Listen,
and
that's
listen to
not true.
NPR.
I mean, yeah, no, you put me in a box here. Uh,
Yeah,
So,
so
go on about the manga again, please.
No, let's not. I don't really want to talk about it. It's not that interesting.
It's not.
It sounds terrible. Castlevania is pretty good though. It got approved for season 4. I'm just saying.
listen, if you want to watch something a little girly, I can pick out a manga for us to
Please,
read.
no,
Nope.
God,
Hard pass.
unless you're going to provide us with the manga out
Hey,
of your
I
own.
bet 50 Shades of Grey sounds really good right now, huh?
Actually, no, both of them sound equally bad.
Does it though?
I kind of want to kill myself with
Because
either
then we could do the
one.
books, and then we could do the movies.
No, please, stop. I think someone's yelling at Andrew.
Yeah, we can. You can cut this in post.
Sorry about that.
Is your roommate making you waffles?
Eggs.
I'm not cutting it. I am not cutting this.
So that's going to be our book. That's how we're going to start.
Yeah.
I think we're going to try to get a little deep since we're cutting it into
2
parts, and we'll see how this turns out, how much of a shit show this can turn out. I'm very excited for this movie to come out because I want to see how objective Berg can be towards the movie.
I mean, he already had complaints about the stills.
Yeah, so, and they're so minor, so whatever. It's cool.
It's not
Pretty
minor. It's the
super
whole
minor.
theme of the Fremen.
Oh man,
Already on it. It's going to be great.
I'm guessing
great
that
show, guys.
episode
This is gonna be
1
wonderful.
pretty much is just, this is Burger, guys. Be prepared.
It's going to be great. I think it's really going to shine in episode 2. When we conclude the book, it's going to be wonderful.
You mean episode 3? Because this is episode 1.
Yeah.
Episode 3. This, I don't know if this should actually be considered episode 1. This should just be introduction.
Intro.
Inauguration.
No, just do introduction. Why are you being weird?
I mean, if
Stop
we're
it.
doing books, it could be a prologue.
Yeah. So this should be like the podcast introduction. That's why it's not going to be as long as the other
Yeah,
ones.
no. Yeah.
Um,
I still just wanted to call it episode 1 just because I like numbers and having things numbered.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Stop it. Anything else to add, guys?
I guess we can just shoot the shit and see if anything comes up.
I don't think we should. I think we should just end the podcast.
Really?
Sounds good. I got eggs and bacon waiting for me. Sounds great. Yep.
It's good.
No, I think it's a good a
Don't
good
you-
stopping point. We have nothing to add to the episode other than just talking, and we can do that off recording. I don't think anyone's gonna want to listen to us.
Plus,
Just
we got a bunch of bloopers I can cut in
Rambling.
if we want to.
whatever.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys stay tuned for the next episode.